Let's take a look at how we can address the lower leg complex with the Synapse, including the calf, the Soleus, the Achilles, and even the plantar fascia. So I've got my Synapse system anchored low with the anchor side, and I'm going to take the CCR side and connect it to the harness that I have on. Now, as always, when connecting to the harness, we go through both of the black rings to ensure that the harness doesn't slip on us. Now that we've done that, I'm going to orient that behind me. Now, if you look at the force vector that's created with the Synapse, the angle of the lines of the pulley is that it's going up and out this way. So I'm going to use that as my force vector to drive with my calf, up and out. The cool thing about this is that we get to put people in the position that's valuable for them. It's kind of a gait position, whether we be running or walking. And so these are the positions that we need these structures to function properly, and we can load them in them. So I'm going to get into position where I'm going to be at the end of that drive through my calf. I'm going to use a third point of balance on the wall. Now you can use anything for that, a mobility stick, a bench, anything that can just give you a third point of balance so you can really generate a bit of force. So as I do that, I'm going to start driving all my force up through my leg into the hip harness this way. And as I do that, I'm going to pull the control strap. And what happens is that my hip gets pulled down and back, and that forces my heel into the ground. So that's a really large eccentric load going through all of those structures. And we can actually change that angle by changing our body angle. So if I pitch forward just a bit more, you can see at the end of that, the angle of my ankle is much more severe. So we can graduate that to further and further ranges. In addition, we can actually bend the knee a little bit and focus a little bit more on the soleus. Now, this is going to work all of those structures from the foot all the way up through the glute. And if you do high lows, you'll feel that all the way up through the kinetic chain. And that's the beauty of it, because we're integrating the movement as we're loading it.